Resume recording. There we go. Okay. Well, this is a particularly interesting class. So if you've got your pen and paper here, I'm going to give you lots of interesting information and videos that you can pick up and move on with. So have your pen and paper ready? And, I could have called this class The Secrets to Laying Foundations to Health. And I don't know why I didn't originally, because there's so much that is not known. And but anyway, let's get a move on and talk about macro and micronutrients. Let's start the process with plant nutrients. The type and condition of the soil that our food is grown in lays the foundation for our body health. That's a very important opening fact, okay? So like our body, the soil needs macro and micronutrients to provide the vegetables and other plants you eat with their nutrients. So plants, like your body, need a variety of organic substances to grow into a strong, healthy plant. We as human beings need macro and micronutrients to stay healthy and be free of diseases. That's the important thing. It's not a matter of just getting old with diseases, but to be free of diseases, okay? Hello, Donna, I see you there. Okay. So, two major groups of nutrients are needed for optimal soil health in your garden pots. Macronutrients like phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, potassium, calcium, magnesium, and so forth. And then micronutrients like iron, manganese, zinc, copper, boron, and so on, cesium and chlorine. So soil provides a multitude of services that are essential to a healthy functioning biosphere and continuity of our healthy bodies. Okay, so think about where you're buying your food, or where I'm going to suggest throughout this class that you grow it yourself. Okay, but this is not a class about growing. Okay, but how to grow yourself to health is important. 10 years ago, when I was going through a personal health crisis, I suffered from severe nutrient deficiencies, and I was completely unaware of it. My entire body suffered, including my legs and my feet, and because in hindsight, I was not giving my body the fuel it needed, and the most significant negative aspect was that my brain was on the losing end. I decided to find a solution. Okay, and you can see all that those solutions on my website if you were actually interested in that. But I'm just giving you a basis to say how I move forward, and why this class I'm covering all aspects that you need to know. I did not want to create a diet. Okay, there's just so many diets around, and they all have their own little idiosyncrasies. I wanted a tool based on facts that I could evolve with and change as I changed, and then use the tool when it was necessary. I wanted a lifestyle type of tool. So why I eventually called it my grow tool, I do not know, but the name stuck over the years, and for me, that is. So I started what became a healthy transformation journey. I designed this trial and error approach to hopefully help myself triumph over diseases that I suffered from, like arthritis, sore legs, feet, diabetes, heart disease, digestive disorders, fatigue, depression, and prevent the cancer which ran in my family. So I succeeded by growing and eating my own homegrown food. And where necessary, I also took water-soluble supplements. So grow means grow vegetables yourself. Okay, that's what grow means when I mention it in this class. You know, in your garden, on your balcony, in pots, in boxes, you know, for your health. Knowing why you are eating them is also an important fact. So grow yourself, okay? Grow yourself to health by knowing where your food is grown. So definitely, if you're not going to grow yourself, then really become aware of where, or buy your food from where you know it is grown in really healthy soil. So the Grow tool targets 6 aspects of your health and will help you gain a start to the process of achieving victory over any illness. So I've numbered them. So I'm just going to call the number out as I go along. 1, decreases inflammation. Most diseases today are involved with inflammation. Inflammation unknowingly damages your cells and artery walls, and the symptoms are painful joints, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, arthritis, digestive disorders like Crohn's disease, to name just a handful. Okay. By reducing inflammation through the Grow tool process, your body is better able to heal from any disease as it did mine. 2, alkalizes the body. Your body should have an average pH of around about 7.3. You know, a can of soda has a pH of 2.5. And it would take approximately 30 glasses of water to balance things out after drinking a can of soda. So most health problems, including weak and painful joints, infections, osteoporosis, and cancer, thrive in an acidic environment. So by alkalizing your body and blood through growing them yourself, or the Grow tool, your cells can heal and regenerate at the highest level. Number 3, it lowers blood glucose. One of the primary causes of fatty liver disease, cardiovascular events, cancer, diabetes, and weight gain are burnt out insulin resistors. Okay. By naturally lowering blood glucose levels, insulin resistors can heal. And your body can begin to produce reasonable amounts of insulin to treat diabetes and produce leptin. Okay. So the Grow tool and product will help in this task. Point 4, it eliminates toxins. So toxicity has become the epidemic in our society and is a significant cause of our increase in hormonal imbalance, autoimmune diseases, brain and nervous system damage, immune system and reproductive system failure, and toxins also cause mitochondria dysfunction. So the Grow tool helps these problems and many others like female disorders, infertility, hypothyroidism, and headaches. It balances hormones and aids in a reversal of autoimmune diseases like fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, Alzheimer's, and autism as well. So number 5, optimum nutrients. Many of today's illnesses are due to nutritional deficiencies. Most of the foods we eat today are processed and stripped of all vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and enzymes. I'm going to talk about that more in a moment because it's terribly important. Even if we are eating healthy, organic food, we do not know if our body is producing the enzymes for absorbing and using the nutrients. So the Grow tool, deals with the above, which also shows aging process improves. It improves mental health, your mental health capacity, and increases energy levels. The endocannabinoid system. That's a mouthful, but it is such an important system. Okay. So point 6 feeds the endocannabinoid system. So eating organic or homegrown foods are an important part of this particular aspect, the endocannabinoid system. So located in all the major organs of the human body, the endocannabinoid system has been scientifically observed to be a key system that regulates almost every process in the body. This powerful communication and regulatory mechanism works in the cellular system. So the endocannabinoids, together with their counterpart, the endocannabinoid receptors, that's what you see in the image there, the actual one and the receptor, are the chemical keys that open doors in your body to get its processes moving and to close the door when it needs to stop. They help maintain optimal balance in the body, also known as homeostasis. So the Grow tool, or organic vegetables, helps in the essential feeding of this particular system's cells. If any of you want to at any stage ask a question, please feel free to put up your hand or just unmute yourself and talk. I have no problem with that. Okay. So what does the Grow Tool health journey aim to achieve? Okay. So eating organic vegetables or growing your own, the whole plan consists of correctly eating garden or balcony homegrown tasty superfoods, grown in a clean, unpolluted, nutrient-rich organic soil consisting of compost, manure, trace elements, fulvic acid, I'll come back to that, and many other nutrients. So this vegetable potting soil can be bought from your local plant nursery. Okay. Then you add any of the essential nutrients that are missing in this organic mixture. Did you know that we need about 90 nutrients to maintain optimal health, including 59 minerals, 18 vitamins, 21 amino acids, 3 essential fatty acids, and trace elements galore. Okay. So the number depends on how we define essential. An element was, until recently, considered essential only if the organism could not grow or complete its life cycle in its absence, and if any other element could not replace it. So good carbs, which are macronutrients, which contain leptin and burn protein. They're good protein to make enzymes, hormones, and other building chemicals. Protein, as you know, is an essential building block of bones, muscles, cartilage, skin, and blood. So protein is a macronutrient, meaning that the body needs relatively large amounts of it, mainly as a younger person. So good fats, which are also macronutrients, which help lower cholesterol levels, fight inflation, and prevent heart disease. Okay, the body cannot make good fat, but needs these good fats to store energy. Good fats are messengers, helping proteins do their various jobs and helps the body stockpile certain nutrients. And then water, hydration, structured water. The living crystal pure water inside your body is the key to ultimate hydration. Better nutrient absorption, improved brain activity, improved immune response, and longevity. Then there is fiber. Fiber slows the rate that sugar is absorbed into your bloodstream. When you eat foods high in fiber, such as beans, the sugar in those foods is absorbed slower, which keeps your blood glucose levels from rising too fast. Then there is nucleic acid. They are the biological chain composed of building blocks of our DNA and RNA. Okay. And then there are micronutrients. Although required in very small amounts, trace elements such as iron, iodine, fluoride, copper, zinc, chromium, selenium, magnesium, and molybdenum are all vital for maintaining health and producing enzymes, which I'm going to talk about those enzymes, because you've got to make sure you're eating the right nutrients to activate those enzymes. Some of them are which are created in the body, others not. So microbiome consisting of probiotics has been found to be crucial for immunological, hormonal, and metabolic homeostasis of our bodies. So gut biomes are crucial to your growing back to health and maintaining good health. So everyone's individual microbiome is constantly changing. Okay? So the grow tool or the organic vegetables that you buy is a formula rich in prebiotic foods that have a positive impact on the health of the microbiome in your gut. Then I said we would come back to fulvic acid. Its primary function is to help the body absorb other nutrients, such as antioxidants, minerals, and fatty acids. So fulvic acid has proved to be one of nature's most potent organic electrolytes, and it serves to balance cell life. So when these powerful organic electrolytes are introduced, the individual cell is restored to its normal chemical balance. Because fulvic acid has the outstanding ability to accomplish this objective in multiple ways, I decided I needed it in my body because it is nature's way to process and refine minerals and turn them into readily absorbable, bioavailable form. So the soil and the selected super plants will ensure you receive a balance of micronutrients and macronutrients. Okay. So nutrients are environmental substances used for energy, communication, growth, and bodily functions by organisms depending on the nutrient. These substances are needed in either small or large amounts, as I've been saying to you now. So I said I'd also get back to enzyme. Excuse me while I take a sip of water. Okay. Enzymes. You know, you so seldom hear about enzymes, and they're so important. You know, we we hear about vitamins and minerals and things like that. But enzymes are something we need to just be aware of, okay? And at the end of the day, once you're aware of these things, you then realize that eating a diversity of foods, okay, will probably give you all of these, okay, especially if they're really well grown in a healthy way. So enzymes, a substance produced by a living organism, which acts as a catalyst to bring about a specific biochemical reaction. You are what you digest and not what you eat, okay? So, and digestive enzymes are critical to both better digestion, and nutrient absorption. So the role of digestive enzymes is primarily to act as crystallists in speeding up specific life-preserving chemical reactions in the body. So essentially, they help break down large molecules into more easily absorbed particles that the body can use to survive. All the macronutrients are broken down into molecules small enough to be carried into the bloodstream and boost metabolism to ensure it runs effectively. So micronutrients, if they haven't already been cleaved by the stomach acid, are released and transported into the bloodstream. So enzymes are another essential key to growing ourselves healthy. Okay. So very broadly, there are a lot of different categories of enzymes, but I'm going to just give you possibly 3 or 4 of them. So, food enzymes occur in raw food, and when present in the diet, begin the process of digestion. In other words, like a salad, okay? That hasn't been good. Digestive enzymes produced by the body to break food into particles small enough to be carried across the gut wall. Digestive enzymes aren't just beneficial, they are essential. Okay, they break down food into amino acids, fatty acids, cholesterol, simple sugars, and nucleic acids, which, as I said earlier, help the DNA. And then there are metabolic enzymes produced by the body to perform various complex biochemical reactions. And then there are detoxifying enzymes, the glucosinolates. These glucosinolates stimulate what are known as phase 2 enzymes, the body's natural antioxidant system. So glucosinolates trigger the liver to produce detoxifying enzymes. Okay, and these detoxifying enzymes that block free radical attack on your DNA, are anti-inflammatory, contain antibacterial and antiviral properties, and they inactivate carcinogens and reprogram cancer cells to die off, prevent tumor formation and metastasis. And then there are intestinal enzymes as well, including the following key but complicated processes. They're key processes, but they are complicated, okay? I'll just touch on them so that you are aware. Aminopeptases degrade peptides into amino acids. Lactase, a dairy sugar, converts lactose to glucose, okay? Cholecystokinin aids digestion proteins and fats, okay? Secretion as a hormone controls the secretion of the duodenum. So Sucrose converts sucrose into disaccharides and monosaccharides. So you understand what I'm saying here about these enzymes. There's also the pancreatic enzymes, deal primarily with fats and amino acids. I'm going to show you a video now about enzymes, just really a simple version, because I want you to go away from this class just having a broad but understanding of the importance of eating the right food for the right reasons, okay? So let me just set up my video for you.
We're going to take a look at the role that enzymes play in digestion, and at how bile helps by neutralizing acids and emulsifying fats. As you might have seen in our previous video on digestion, enzymes are essential for helping us break down the large molecules that we eat into the much smaller soluble molecules that we can absorb through our intestinal lining. Now, the three main groups of nutrients that we're going to have to break down are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And for the sake of exams, you need to know which enzymes are responsible for breaking each of these groups down, and which products they're going to be broken down into. Carbohydrates are found mainly in foods like pasta, potatoes, and rice, and our body uses them mainly as an energy source. The main type of carbohydrate is starch, and it's broken down by an enzyme called amylase into smaller sugars such as maltose. Now, amylase is made in three different places: the salivary glands of the mouth, the pancreas, and the small intestine. But in all cases, it acts to break down starch. Proteins, on the other hand, which are found in things like nuts, meats, and beans, are broken down by protease enzymes into amino acids. Just like amylase, proteases are also made in three places. This time the stomach, where we call it pepsin, and similarly to amylase, also in the pancreas and the small intestine. And finally, we have fats, which we sometimes call lipids. We find lipids in foods like cheese, oils, and chocolate, and they're broken down by lipases into both glycerol and fatty acids. These lipase enzymes are only produced in the pancreas and small intestine. Now, if you think it's going to be difficult to remember where each enzyme is made, just remember that all of them are made by the pancreas and the small intestine, with amylase also being made by salivary glands, and proteases also being made in the stomach.
Right, let's stop there and leave enzymes to their own. I think you know, you don't have to, if you're eating really nutritiously and you're eating diversely. You know, let's say you're eating about 30 different vegetables and herbs and spices and, you know, basically 30 different types of food a week, okay? You can, and if they're properly grown, organically grown, you're going to get all these things, okay? But you know, sometimes we can't grow it ourselves, okay? Then, you know, if growing microgreens, which is you can grow indoors, you don't need a garden, and have again, you have a variety of microgreens. They will give you all of these things, okay? So but you need to understand why you're doing it. And when you fall ill, you know, don't blame something else outside of yourself. That's really what I'm saying. So let's look at micronutrients, vitamins, and minerals. So micronutrients are required by the name micro, in trace amounts for the normal growth and development of living organisms. Vitamins and minerals are the two types of micronutrients found in various categories of carbohydrates. Vitamins basically come in two forms: water-soluble and fat-soluble. Water-soluble vitamins are easily lost through bodily fluids and must be replaced each day. Water-soluble. Water-soluble vitamins include all the B complex and C vitamins. So fat-soluble vitamins tend to accumulate within the body and are not needed on a daily basis. The fat-soluble vitamins are stored in the body for, excuse me, long periods of time and generally pose a greater risk for toxicity when consumed in excess than water-soluble vitamins. Eating according to my Grow Tool approach to regaining health, you will definitely not lead to toxicity in otherwise normal individuals. So fat-soluble vitamins are vitamins A, D, E, and K. And vitamin A, obviously, you're very familiar, like carrots, sweet potatoes, broccoli, spinach, and egg yolks as well. Vitamin D, spending about 15 minutes in the mid-morning or afternoon in direct sunlight onto your skin is one of the most effective ways of raising your D3 levels. Okay, but if you can't do that, eggs, oranges, mushrooms, and fatty fish such as salmon and sardines will be your next option. Vitamin E, spinach, sunflower seeds, broccoli, butternut, squash, okay, you will get the E. And then vitamin K, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, asparagus, cabbage, okay. So you see what I mean when I say eat a variety of it. You don't want to go now ticking off everything and trying to make sure you get it into your stomach. What you need to do is just have a diversity of these, typically what you see in the image now. And then the water-soluble vitamins, okay. There are a total of 9 water-soluble vitamins in the B complex and C. So the B vitamins, as you can see in the image there, the folate and so on, and including the vitamin B12 as well. We don't hear enough about that vitamin B12 because not enough is known about it really. But anyway, we need those, and we will get them if we choose to grow spinach, parsley, broccoli, beets, turnips, asparagus, romaine lettuce, dried beans, lentils, and free-range organic eggs if you have a backyard. Okay, so diversity is the key to your health. Okay, then the micro minerals are only needed in trace amounts and include, I'll give you some examples. You can see them on the screen. In fact, the iron, you grow, let's say, wheatgrass, bok choy, hemp seeds, sunflower seeds, dried beans, broccoli, or any of the microgreens as well. You will get your iron. Copper, you'll get in kale and in shiitake mushrooms, hemp seeds, pumpkin and sesame seeds, cashew nuts. Okay. Iodine, you'll grow fennel and spinach and broccoli and cranberries and strawberries, navy beans, and use coconut oil, sea and Himalayan salt. Okay, all have a certain amount, and mostly they add iodine now to commercial salt, but don't buy the commercial salt, rather buy where it's been added to, even sea salt or Himalayan salt. The big thing with micronutrients, and if you make a note of this, it would probably be a good thing, or certainly do not eat fruit in the same meal as you're eating, let's say, leafy green vegetables and carbs generally. Okay, eat fruit separately, like mid-morning or mid-afternoon. Don't eat it at the same time. Don't make a fruit salad. Don't make a green salad and put some fruit in it. Okay, it goes against. It stops a lot of the absorption of what you want. Okay, so keep your fruit. Nothing wrong with fruit. Okay, although every single fruit on the planet Earth has been genetically modified. Okay, it's quite funny when you see what a banana used to look like, maybe 100 years ago. It was a tiny little thing like this in the shape of a banana, and but now they've grown it and modified it to be sweeter, larger, tastier. But anyway, it still has some nutrients in it. And then still with micro minerals, zinc. You'll get in spinach and wheatgrass and kale and kidney and lima beans and pumpkin seeds and garlic and mushrooms and green peas, lentils, sprouts, asparagus, and so forth. Okay. Then the fifth one is fluoride, a limited fluoride intake. Okay. And you'll get that from maybe pickles, potatoes, cooked spinach and carrots, asparagus, raisins, beans, black tea. Okay. And then finally, the sixth one, cobalt. There you'll get from wheatgrass or broccoli, spinach, cabbage. So you see the overlap between all the different foods that have similar micro minerals. So you don't need to go, eating something that you don't like. My wife doesn't like eating beans. Okay. So I try and make sure she gets it elsewhere. Okay. So, but there are other reasons also for eating beans. Okay. I hope she's listening. Okay. Okay. And then we get to macro minerals. And they're needed in more significant amounts, thus the word macro. Okay. And for example, calcium, and we'll get this in things like wheatgrass, spinach, sardines, kale, cabbage, turnip greens, mustard greens, beet greens, bok choy, okra, Swiss chard, broccolini. Okay, you get calcium in a lot of places. So you eat a diversity of organic foods, and you're sure to pick up what you need. And then the second one is magnesium, again in wheatgrass. Wheatgrass is incredibly healthy, okay? So if you make a wheatgrass juice or smoothie, you're going to get an amazing amount. Anyway, magnesium in wheatgrass, again, spinach, lettuce, broccoli, and dark chocolate. If you need a reason to eat your dark chocolate, there are lots of reasons to eat dark chocolate. That's over 70% dark, okay? Lindt actually put it on their, certainly in Australia, they put it on their cover. You can see whether it's 70, 78, or 85%, okay? And the darker that you can enjoy, the more benefit, but 70% is good. Okay. Then the third one is phosphorus. So again, you get it from wheatgrass, and you get it from nuts and beans and lentils and squash and pumpkin seeds. Okay. Then the fourth one is sodium, also wheatgrass, but celery, sweet potato, spinach. Okay. And then the fifth one, potassium, of the macro minerals, avocados, spinach, bok choy, sweet potatoes. Okay, so wheatgrass, as I've said, will increase the amount of oxygen your blood can store. It is loaded with 17 amino acids and iron, which will stimulate your body to produce more red blood cells. for maximum benefit, it needs to be taken with other essential foods in the building plan. In other words, part of your getting your 30 different types of vegetables, okay, a variety, so that your blood can benefit from the extra oxygen and carrying it. Okay, so I've said I would get back to this fulvic acid, and you know, for me, I categorize them under essential chemical compounds. Okay, so fulvic acid is critical to regaining your health if you've lost it. Okay, so one of the Grow Tool's most potent organic electrolytes is fulvic acid. Okay, so fulvic acid is a natural organic electrolyte that can balance and energize biological properties it encounters along the way. So an electrolyte is a substance that is soluble in water or other appropriate mediums that can conduct electrical current. So it promotes electrochemical balance as a donor or receptor. It promotes electrochemical balance, as I say, as a donor or receptor, but it's found largely in sweet potatoes, radishes, beets, carrots, and other root vegetables, okay, that have been grown organically, okay. So that's where you'll get it. So that's an important aspect if you are recovering or want to recover or want to get healthy again, then that's a good place to go. And then the other essential chemical compound is nucleic acid. The first biomolecules to support life originally on this planet. So the primary, and for now, the primary role of nucleic acid is to store information that is used to make proteins. So the body uses the data stored in DNA to create proteins, which are made up of subunits called amino acids. So found in dried beans, peas, lentils, spinach, asparagus, cauliflower, and mushrooms are all vegetable sources of nucleic acids, specifically purines. So rapidly growing foods like asparagus have the highest amount of nucleic acids of the vegetables. So, you know, there's quite a variety there that I spoke about, the dried beans and the peas and the spinach. But also, if you like asparagus, then that's where you're going to get it from. Okay. So one way to increase the nutritional content of what you grow is to pay attention to your soil. Yeah, I hope I've made that clear throughout this class. And be sure that you are replacing all essential trace minerals. Okay. And, you know, I guess certainly in Australia, they are very strict about organic farmers and what they do and so on. I'm not sure what it's like in other countries. But if they're not strict, then you need to then choose who you buy your vegetables from. And you might even have a retail store that you know, has a section of organic. And so, right. I want to talk about fermented and pickled foods. Or cultured foods, okay? You know, eating fermented foods is the most convenient way to obtain a daily dose of beneficial probiotic bacteria. Some of the many ways that fermented foods support overall health included by improving digestion and cognitive function, boosting immunity, helping treat irritable bowel disease, providing minerals that build bone density, helping fight allergies, and killing harmful yeast and microbes that causes issues like candida. Okay, so in addition to getting the benefits of whatever you're eating from a fermented point of view, okay, or a pickled point of view, you get the benefit of that particular vegetable. It doesn't lose its benefits and its nutrients. But in addition, because it's fermented, okay, you get the probiotics, okay. I grow and make my own sauerkraut. I make my own kombucha, and used to, but now I buy the organic yogurt and kefu. It's perhaps even better than yogurt. There's no need to take supplements unless your practitioner insists on it. Okay, that's fine. It's easy to overdose. Remember, it's easy to overdose and become ill. Too much vitamin C or zinc could cause nausea, diarrhea, stomach cramps. Okay, too much psyllium could lead to hair loss, gastrointestinal upset, fatigue, mild nerve damage, and so the list goes on. You cannot overdose if you're using everything that is organic veggies, okay, and microgreens maybe for your nutrients, okay. So I'm going to show you a video to end the class, and then we'll take any questions or comments. But here, you know, on one slide is a reminder, and I will send out notes, okay? And I'll, in fact, I think just as the class was starting, I posted them, so they're probably there already. Go and look at your profile on Get Set Up. If they don't already email it to you. Stephanie says you got thumbs up. Okay, so you've got yours. Okay, okay. So when we look at the summary chart, you know, focus on your soil, micronutrients, macronutrients, your enzymes. But the key is eating a diversity of foods every week. Okay, don't eat the same thing over and over and over again, because you could land up with getting too much of a particular nutrient. And as I've said in the class, and I've told you which ones those could be, okay? So keep it rotating. You know, when you go to the easiest way is when you go and buy your food, just always buy a variety of stuff for the week, okay? And you know, you also get, you in Australia, and I'm sure you must elsewhere, is you get frozen organic vegetables, okay? And those are very healthy. You know, frozen organic is ideal because it's frozen very soon after picking it, okay? So it's even better than the fresh in many instances, is buying the frozen. And we make a smoothie, a green smoothie, in order to get a variety of nutrients, okay? So I would add some of the things that I grow, like celery and microgreens, and to the smoothie, and then I'll put frozen broccoli in, or frozen spinach, and so it's a great way if you've got that opportunity to buy frozen organic. Okay, I'm going to show you this video as I promised, and if you have any questions, we'll have a look at it in a minute. Let me just set up the screen.
On the gut. Home remedies for some common problems have apparently racked up 1 billion views on social media platforms like TikTok. But, you know, you can't always trust what you see on the TikTok. So we brought in an expert, Dr. Taz Bhatia. She is here to tell us what really works. She's, by the way, integrative medicine physician, host of the Superwoman Wellness podcast as well. Dr. Taz, thanks for coming back.
Oh, I love being here.
It does seem like lots of folks are talking about their guts more these days.
They are. Thanks to TikTok, we're actually having a conversation about the gut.
Why is gut health so vital?
You know, it's really ground zero. Chinese Ayurvedic medicine, all these systems of medicine really begin with the gut. It regulates inflammation, and it is responsible for so many different aspects of our health. Our immune health, for example, fights off bacteria and germs. Our mood and our metabolism really helps to stimulate our overall metabolic rate. It makes almost 95% of our mood hormones and neurotransmitters like serotonin, and it's responsible for what's happening with the food we eat and the nutrients we're absorbing. So if our gut's not working, all those healthy diets go to waste because we're not able to get the nutrients from them.
Okay, all right, well, let's go. It's funny because when I was a little boy, my dad loved beets.
Yes, I
and
love
now,
them
as I've
too.
gotten older, I love beets as well.
Yeah.
But I don't usually drink beet juice.
Well, tell me what you think about this. This is actually not beet juice. This is called beet kvass. It's a rich...
That's not what I was expecting.
I told you,
It is not what I was
fermented drink.
expecting.
So here's
Now I
what's
want to
happened.
try.
We've taken the beets. They're cultured in a brine. They've been allowed to sit and ferment. And remember, that process of fermentation is generating all this bacteria in the gut, all this healthy bacteria that regulates all the different things
So
we
you
just
have problems
talked
with your
about.
gut.
Okay, fine.
So you could do this maybe once or twice a week if you would like to get
That's
some good
all you could do that,
bacteria.
by the way.
And it has all the
in a jar.
benefits of beets as
Okay.
well, all the antioxidants
So I
and all
can't
those
just
other
drink
good
beet
things.
juice, is what you're telling me?
You could drink beet juice, but it's not fermented, and
Is
we're
there such
really
thing as
trying to get the
canned beet?
fermentation here.
It tastes like the juice that
Jarred
we
beets, jarred beets.
You guys are trying to cheat. We can't cheat. We really want to help the gut.
All right, so spirulina, it's so interesting. I'll put it in smoothies, but I've never seen it in its, core
This
form.
is
I didn't
how
realize
green it is,
Yeah, I didn't
right?
realize
This
that.
is how many antioxidants and nutrients are in it. It's got this richly pigmented color. It's a blue-green algae.
You just drink
but
it like
it's
this?
providing protection to the gut. It's helping the gut lining. It's providing the antioxidants. So it's really improving your gut health.
No, wait,
you
stop.
don't need to have very much.
Everybody's-
Look, you don't need to
no,
have the whole
no.
glass.
Try it.
Juice it.
You have to try it, Chanel.
Here's a question.
Okay.
Can you mix it with some blueberries and some pineapple?
Yes,
Because
absolutely. Absolutely. This was just to show you the color, but you can mix it in anything.
You never tried it, by the
anything.
way.
Yeah. Okay, let's
I
get
noticed you
something.
didn't try it.
I did. This is a little sweeter.
You can mix it and it tastes so much better. You
Now,
won't even
this I can
notice.
do, pineapples.
I know you can do this. So this
Yeah.
is from Hawaiian medicine. All right. Pineapples were used for centuries really as a digestive aid. They have bromelain in it. Bromelain helps to break down
that green
proteins
juice out
and
of it.
starches. So having something like pineapple after a meal helps you to break all that food
After a
down.
meal.
After a meal helps you to break everything down. So that's
That's
one
good.
way to do it. You could also do it first thing in the morning with yogurt or with a morning smoothie. So great
I love
digestive
this.
aid.
And this is good for the whole
helping
family.
your digestion overall. Good
Okay.
for the whole
So far,
family.
this is my favorite.
That's
You're
your
keeping
favorite.
with the tropical theme.
Yes.
Coconuts are really good for your system.
Yeah, let's talk about coconuts. So this has a healthy fat, the medium chain triglycerides.
Okay.
So you can get it from coconut. You can also get it from coconut oil. Now, we don't want to sit around and cut coconuts all day long, so you could take a little bit of coconut oil, like about a teaspoon or so. This is one of my favorite snacks. Put it on a rice
Really?
cake, carry it around with you. Here's what you're doing. You're helping your metabolism because you're supporting all the bacteria in the gut.
Oh.
You're helping to regulate blood sugar indirectly. That in turn helps to get rid of belly bloat and so many of these other gut conditions that many people suffer from. So
What's the
really
difference
great for the
between
metabolism.
refined and unrefined coconut oil.
So refined has been processed a little bit.
Okay.
Unrefined is straight, just ground and straight out.
Okay,
So
great.
Okay.
And then leafy greens, obviously,
yes,
are
one
so
more.
important.
Okay, so the gut needs energy, right? So we've got to find a way to give the gut energy. One of the great ways is to take in a lot of leafy greens. Again, here, kind of like the spirulina, we're getting the antioxidants, we're getting vitamin K, we're getting a lot of these things that we can't really make on our own, including some of the B vitamins and things like that. So using the leafy greens really does help to power up the gut so it can do all this work, really protecting our immune system, our digestive health, our metabolism, our mood, and so much more.
I feel like smoothies are the answer to like all of this stuff because it can
put
just
it in there.
get
Smoothies,
mixed in.
that morning smoothie or that afternoon smoothie is a great health hack for sure.
Dr.
And-
Tess,
yes.
thank you.
All right, thank
I
you.
took a couple and combined them.
Oh, look at that. How does that taste?
This is actually pretty
You like
yummy.
that better?
I got
Just take
really
a shot
healthy
of
gut.
the beet with it, and you're done.
Yeah, just pour that nasty stuff on the top.
Thank you, Dr.
All
Tess.
right. Thank you so much.
Okay, having a lot of fun, no doubt. So I'm going to stop sharing and we will